This week in East Brunswick was a time to celebrate Hanukkah. A record number turned out at the township's observance held Sunday at the library to sing hymns together and light the menorah. Also this week, a local Girl Scout troop went behind the scenes to look at our Channel 8 facilities. We'll show you some of that visit. Later in the program, Chris Shirley will taste some fine Italian cuisine at Alfredo's in New Brunswick. This week on Consumer Aware, Adrian Eisner will begin a three-part series on the AT&T divestiture. And finally, we'll look in depth at this week's Township Council meeting, including discussions of the Friede Industries toxic waste problem and the township hunting ordinances. All coming up on This Week in East Brunswick. The library's 3 meeting rooms were filled to capacity Sunday afternoon for the celebration of Hanukkah. The observance, sponsored by the Division of Recreation, featured a chorale presentation by the Solomon Schechter Day School Choir. Mayor Fox officially welcomed the group.
Happy time. I think there are few of us, no matter what our tradition, who don't have warm memories of the holiday season in our particular households. And it is a pleasure to aid in continuing that tradition by having these township observances of the holiday season. This time of year is a time of warmth and good feelings, and if I interpret what I read in the newspapers properly, a little bit of craziness. You know, at Thanksgiving there was a commercial that was running, and I forget all of it, but I remember the end of it. And it was saying thanks for a number of additional things, and at the end it said, and thanks that the pilgrims didn't have eel. And to that I would add, at least for my household, thanks that I don't have a 4 or 5-year-old whose only desire in life is to have a Cabbage Patch doll.
Later, Rabbi Rogoff spoke about the significance of Hanukkah in modern times.
I'm delighted to be here this evening to wish everyone a Chag Sameach, a happy holiday. I'm even more delighted because during the course of the past week, numerous people have been asking me, what is my answer to the commercialism that has come into the holiday season? What is my answer to the Cabbage Patch doll? This evening, we saw the answer to the Cabbage Patch doll, I believe. The children of the Hebrew school and the children of the Solomon Schechter Day School, who equated themselves here so beautifully, are indeed our community's answer to the commercialism of the holiday. Hanukkah is a time when we celebrate the ultimate triumph of right over might, the ultimate victory of godliness over ungodliness. And Hanukkah is also a time of rededication, of renewal, and of hope. And surely the children that we saw this evening, and all of you who are here, will help to rekindle the candles of hope. There is an answer to the commercialism. There is an answer to all that is being done to take the real, true significance of the holiday out of its celebration. We are all committed, all of us here, all of us at the East Brunswick Jewish Center, and all of us at the Solomon Schechter Day School are committed to putting back into Hanukkah that which should be there, our children and their celebration of the beauty of this holiday.
Now let's listen to a bit of the evening's performance by the East Brunswick Jewish Center Youth Chorus.
Who can tell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age, a hero or sage, they rule our age.
Channel 8 joins in wishing everyone a happy Hanukkah and a joyous holiday season. Last week, East Brunswick Girl Scout Troop 88 visited our Channel 8 studio to get a behind-the-scenes look at how a television station works. Each of the group of 23 third graders were able to see themselves as they looked through the eyes, or rather the lens, of a TV camera. They also were given a quick tour of our control room. Sentinel reporter Rhea Bestroon was on hand and conducted a mock interview to let the kids see how a talk show is made. Tours of our facility are available on a limited basis. For further information, call 390-6780.
This is Chris Shirley for This Week in East Brunswick. Welcome again to my restaurant guide. I'm standing at 276 Hamilton Street at this beautiful Victorian mansion, better known as Ristorante Alfredo. We'd like to step inside now to speak with the owner, Mr. Alfredo de Bonis. Alfredo, the interior of your restaurant is very exquisite. And visiting antique structures has always been a personal favorite of mine. I see you have several different dining areas. Maybe you'd like to explain to me a little bit about each of the rooms.
The house is about 113 years old, and we have really three main parts of the house. The two dining rooms we're in now, which are used on a nightly basis. We have an upstairs dining room and bar, which will be used for cocktail parties and also weekend dining.
And what is the capacity of that room?
That room sits about maybe 65 people. Okay. Right now there's a piano in there which will be transferred into the new room downstairs, which you see is under construction. That room will seat about 40 people and will be used for nightly entertainment and for as a bar and cocktail lounge.
We have a sketch here of the new lounge which will be opening up in the front section of the house. Now, maybe you could talk a little bit about this, Alfredo.
Well, it's about 750 square feet of new room. We'll have the piano down there.
All right, when will this be completed?
We're looking to have the room completed at the beginning of December for the holiday season.
All right, and what type of crowd do you expect?
Well, after dining in the evening, we hope to, with the piano bar, have an older crowd, late 20s, 30s, 40s, with the appropriate music and entertainment.
The capacity of the room will?
The room will hold about 40, 45 people, and the bar has 10 bar stools, plus room for standing.
This looks like it'll be beautiful.
It should be when it's finished, yeah.
Alfredo, you told me earlier that you wanted to discuss with me what you feel really makes a restaurant. Now, you told me it was not the price you pay, but the value you get for your dollar.
Yeah, I believe, Chris, that a restaurant gives value for dollar with the quality of food that is served and prepared. The atmosphere and the service all combined. We, for example, make most of our ingredients are made here. We make our own pasta, we cut our own veal.
So everything is homemade?
Everything is homemade here. We use heavy creams instead of cream sauces, which are much more expensive. We use imported cheeses, which go for like $8, $9 a pound, which are much more expensive.
So there's all natural ingredients you're using?
Very much so. So when someone comes in and orders a pasta, like fettuccine Alfredo here, he's getting real cream, imported cheese, homemade fettuccine. So for the $7.50 that he's spending on that, he's getting a better value than if he would go somewhere where it might be maybe $3 or $4, and the ingredients are not as wholesome or pure or fresh.
Well, we have 3 special dishes prepared for us today, and they are made in the traditional Italian colors, which are red, white, and green. Now, what do we have here, Alfredo?
All right, the first dish is an appetizer. It's an eggplant rollatini, eggplant fried and filled with mozzarella and prosciutto. And
now, prosciutto is?
It's Italian ham, a cured ham. The sauce is an original Roman sauce made with imported plum tomatoes and prosciutto and pancetta. It's another Italian ingredient.
And this is the appetizer.
That's an appetizer.
Okay.
Then we
now
have
we have
linguine al pesto. And pesto is a homemade sauce that we make with a puree of basil, garlic, pine nuts, oil, and that's tossed in the linguine with imported Romano and Parmesan cheese.
And the basil turns it green?
Yeah, well, that's the green sauce. The basil is green. And this is the main dish that we'll be preparing. And this is chicken con zucchini. Chicken bits that are sautéed in butter and prosciutto, to which we add some white wine, mushrooms, bits of zucchini, heavy cream, sprinkle tarragon on it, salt, pepper, and a little nutmeg. Okay, and then we put risotto on the side. Risotto is a Italian rice that's cooked in a broth with onions, and it's slowly cooked until the rice absorbs all of the broth, so it absorbs the flavor of that broth.
Now, would you recommend these three dishes as a complete main meal?
I would, yeah. I feel that Italian eating is done in this process. The concept of putting a side order of spaghetti on a plate is not Italian. Okay, that's something that's more recent, I believe. Pasta is eaten as a separate course. Then you have your entree. So in the true Italian fashion of eating, I would suggest that when one comes out to eat, one enjoys it, sits down and starts with an appetizer, has a fresh pasta, goes to an entree.
But does it very slowly?
Oh yeah, there should be no rushing. It should take a good 2 hours to enjoy a good meal.
Well, we'll have to try some of it. It looks delicious.
I hope so.
Well, thank you very much, Alfredo, for letting us come into your restaurant today and speak with you and to have some of your delicious food that you made for us. And I'm Chris Shirley for This Week in East Brunswick, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. And until then, enjoy your dining.
Now let's join Adrian Eisner for the first in a 3-part series on the AT&T divestiture.
Hello, and welcome once again to Consumer Aware. I'm Adrian Eisner of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. Today we bring you another program in our series regarding the divestiture of AT&T. Many of us have taken our telephones for granted over the years, but in a very short time we will be seeing some significant changes. The change in telephone service and how we handle transactions relating to our phones is big news for 1984. For as of January 1st, the divestiture of AT&T will be implemented. This means that New Jersey Bell will be legally separated from AT&T. There will be 7 regional operating companies, and our New Jersey Bell will be part of the company known as Bell Atlantic. But you may be asking, how does all this affect me, and what can I expect? You will be dealing with different companies for the different phases of your telephone use. Sound confusing? Let me explain. New Jersey Bell will be responsible for the line outside and the telephone switching material. New Jersey Bell will be providing service for local calls and for toll calls within your area code or service area. The federal government, through a series of regulatory decisions, has required that local service be separated from long-distance service in order to allow for competition. So, for long-distance calls within the state, that is from one area code to another, such as from 201 to 609, and for long-distance calls going out of the state, you will have the option of choosing AT&T Communications or another long-distance carrier of your choice. This means that you as a customer will be shopping around for the long-distance carrier of your choice. What about the telephone sets, the instruments that we have in our homes? As of January 1st, New Jersey Bell will no longer be in the business of selling, leasing, or repairing telephones. Their business center offices will handle billing claims, collections, and network services such as call waiting. As of that time, all customers who are leasing their telephones from New Jersey Bell will have that lease transferred automatically to AT&T Information Services. As customers, you will have the option of purchasing or leasing your phone from AT&T Information Services, who will maintain phone center stores where you will be able to pick up phone sets that you are leasing, bring phones in for repairs, or purchase new telephones. Remember, any phone that you are now presently leasing from New Jersey Bell will automatically be transferred to AT&T Information Phone Center stores. If you have purchased your phone from New Jersey Bell or AT&T Information Services and it is still under warranty, your phone will be repaired at no charge as long as you mail it or bring it to the phone center store. If it is a leased phone, again, there will be no charge for repair if you bring it or mail it to the phone center store. If your phone is out of warranty, there will be a charge for any repairs. And in addition, if you request that the service person come to your home to do the repairs, there will be a charge in all cases. Of course, you also have the option of purchasing your instrument from any vendor of your choice. That is, from any of the stores currently in the business of selling telephones, such as department stores, home improvement centers, and appliance stores. In those cases, when repairs are needed, you will follow the manufacturer's and/or the store's instructions. Let me summarize this for you. In the future, as of January 1st, 1984, for local service and line problems, you will be contacting New Jersey Bell. To purchase equipment, you will be going to AT&T Information Services or a vendor of your choice. For set repairs, you will be going to AT&T Information Centers or, again, a vendor of your choice. And for long distance, you will be using AT&T Communications or a long-distance carrier of your choice. We hope that this series of programs on the divestiture of AT&T is helping to clarify the important issues for you so that the transition in 1984 will be a smooth one. If you have any questions, you may call the hotline of New Jersey Bell, 800-555-5000. That is the New Jersey Bell hotline, 800-555-5000. Or you can call us at the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. We're there Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Our phone number is 390-6954. Please join us again on Consumer Aware.
This week's Township Council meeting began on an up note as President Jerry Weber proposed a resolution honoring Township Clerk Elizabeth Kiss. Betty was officially awarded the title of Certified Municipal Clerk by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks on November 15th. We wish to add our congratulations to Mrs. Kiss, who has always been very helpful to the staff here at Channel 8. Township Planner Carl Hintz had two presentations for the Council this week. First, he showed the completed plans for the Snack Bar Pavilion to be located at the Fairgrounds North Sports Fields. He also described plans to make the municipal building accessible by wheelchair. This project will be undertaken as part of the courtroom area expansion planned for 1984. Earth will be bermed up against the building, providing a foundation for the ramp, which will, according to Hintz, be both attractive once it has been landscaped and inexpensive at $8,000 for the whole project. Also at the meeting, council members discussed the toxic chemical problem at Friede Industries. The plant, located near Fresh Ponds and Dutch Roads, was raided last week by federal agents assisted by local police. Public Safety Director Tom Terrell outlined the events which led up to the actual serving of the search warrant.
Beginning in early August, when the police department learned that the health department had been advised that one well in that general area of Fresh Ponds Road and Dutch Road had been alleged to be contaminated. Thereafter, there was a meeting of the Department of Health and Administrator Runyon, an evaluation and a survey conducted on the properties that had wells, used them, and those that were connected with the township water supply. At Mayor Fox's direction, the testing of the wells was expanded beyond the initial number that was tested, for a total of 27 wells in that area being tested. On September the 2nd, the Township Health Department ordered Friede Industry to eliminate using the septic system they were using and install a new one, develop tentative plans, etc. On the same date, Sergeant Greenlee met with the prosecutor's office and went over all the information associated with Captain Rotolo's findings, as well as Sergeant Greenlee's and the rest of the township. The police investigation following the the health department investigation was well underway, and I must emphasize at the outset the overriding consideration was the issue of public health as opposed to a criminal investigation. However, on October the 29th, Captain Rotolo saw to it that, as a matter of fact, he took many of the aerial photographs. The state police cooperated with use of their helicopters. By that time, we had also advised DEP and criminal justice of the situation. On November the 3rd, an indictment was returned against Friede Industries, and on November the 15th, Captain Rotolo interviewed a hydrogeologist, consultant in Connecticut, to establish the various possibilities based on the flow of surface water and the Farrington Aquifer. We'll have the consultant's report in the very near future. His preliminary finding was that a threat to the aquifer was unlikely because of the location. On December the 1st, the EPA search warrant was executed by federal marshals. The entire area from the tree line over the open space was screened for vapor analysis, as well as conducting analysis to determine whether there was either evidence of vapor or organic material, or whether there had been a change in the mass of the earth to indicate that anything was buried. The most I can say about the findings of the search is that buried drums were found. I cannot be more specific.
Later, Captain Lou Rotolo, involved in the investigation from the start, detailed a few of the preliminary findings, which indicate, quote, "We caught it in time," unquote. Mayor Fox appointed Director Terrell, Township Attorney Bertram Bush, and Township Administrator John Runyon to head up a task force which will keep track of further findings. Also at this week's meeting, at the suggestion of Councilman Joseph Hudak, township hunting ordinances were discussed in light of the recent killing of a horse on the Gamarisi farm by a bow and arrow.
I was thinking about maybe, I don't know, probably conferring with Mr. Bush, is that any person that has a bow and arrow probably may register with the town before they go hunting.
We don't issue licenses.
Well, it's not a question of that. It's a question of knowing who they have it in Trenton as far as the people. Why can't we have the people that use these bow and arrows on record?
Director Terrell responded to Councilman Hudak and outlined some of what public safety has been doing in this area.
Well, first of all, there isn't any evidence that indicates the slaying of that animal was in any way connected with hunting. We looked at hunting in connection with the various types of hunting that are permitted within the township, the residential structure, the maximum range of the various weapons used. And the gentleman who spoke about some of the prohibitions is quite correct. What we, instead we took another tack. What areas that remain in the township relatively undeveloped can hunting safely occur on?
Mayor Fox picked up Director Terrell's point and took it a bit further.
And let me announce, like everybody else from the beginning, that I'm not anti-hunting. I have hunted and you know, enjoyed it, and I think it's a very reasonable thing to do. But it seems to me also that there are areas of the community as we develop that are no longer suitable for hunting. The whole town green area, which has been open fields for many years, but which is under development, is probably no longer suitable for hunting. And in the dense fog 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was somebody hunting in the field out behind my house where there were workmen working on the buildings under construction there. And I don't even know what they would see when they were shooting. I couldn't see the hunters, no, and you know, the visibility was like 50 or 75 feet. So that it just seems to me that we have to face up, and hunters have to face up to the fact that as the community development develops, the areas suitable for hunting are diminishing.